Welcome back to another week of Confessions of Beauty Bosses.
Hello,
What
hello.
have we been up to this week?
So today we are going to be talking about staff retention in the industry.
Yep, a lesson we've learned.
Yeah, so over the post-COVID, it seems to have been quite a big problem, hasn't it?
Yeah.
People either starting up themselves, working from home, or getting one of these kind of nice sheds out in their garden.
That was a big thing for us after COVID. Was a lot of the amount of therapists in the industry
declined,
just dropped
either
massively.
that or just changed field
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah, there was a lot of them either. Some were going into healthcare, other were going into setting up their own wee craft businesses from home, or driving vans for DHL and Amazon, and then thought, it suits my lifestyle better, and
I'm getting paid well.
I'm getting paid well enough, and I don't have to do the hours.
Yeah,
because the beauty industry is an underpaid industry
Yeah.
for a lot of the therapists, and it's a hard slog.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a game
have to
face
have a
on
passion.
every day.
Yeah, you have to
need to
have a
love what you
passion.
do. You know, clients can drain you. You'll get clients who genuinely are really maybe going through something. If you do oncology massage, you've got clients who are really sick, and you know that you're helping them to get through this. Then you've got clients that are just mood hoovers. Let's be honest. There are clients that come in, and no matter what you do, they are like, it's all about me and it's all terrible. And then you've got other things going on all the time. So it's a tough industry.
Yeah, it is.
And if you're
But then
going
the
through
good
stuff,
parts of the industry massively outweigh.
100%. Look at our
Massively.
Christmas. We talked about our Christmas event, our summer event that we have. They're like parties
Yeah.
with our friends.
Yeah.
Because they come in, they buy a ticket, but they come and spend the whole night and would top up their Prosecco too many times. We can't get them to leave sometimes.
Remember when we did our 5-year party and we ended up
wow.
just doing it in town, and
We
Vic
just
had
hired
sorted out the...
We hired 63rd and 1st
Yeah,
was the name of the
that's
bar.
right. And all our clients were buzzing because
it
they
was-
were like, we're going to party like urban girls.
It was honestly wild. I think we've grown up a wee bit since then. We
I
don't have the
know.
wild urban parties
No,
anymore.
became boring.
We've been lucky with our team events. I mean, you guys all threw me a 50th because my 50th was in COVID, and you guys threw me a very own Glastonbury,
Yeah, Catenbury.
out in the middle of
I
one of these
found a
glamping
glamping
place.
place that we could have just for us. And
See,
it was a
being in the
great
beauty
weekend.
industry is brilliant.
It's
You
fun.
make some
It's fun.
lifelong
Come
friends.
back into it if you're out it.
I know. We'll help you upskill to get back into it. Don't feel nervous.
I know.
Come on one of your episodes. Send us a message if you're struggling to get back in. Let
I
us
think
know.
therapist side in the beginning we struggled a wee bit, didn't we? We've not really struggled since. We've actually been pretty lucky. Therapists, hairdresser wise, we've
Just now.
struggled. We're interviewing today, actually later today. She is. We've kind of struggled a wee bit more with that end of.
Therapists, we've been lucky. A lot of the girls that we've got have been with us for
Yeah.
years now.
However, our spas for the
Yeah.
academy side of things, they really struggle with retention. So either again they've left the industry, or it's just high turnover all the time.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
don't
when we
understand that.
launched our Scotland's
traineeship.
first traineeship, which is basically training spa therapists, people that don't have any knowledge of the industry, and they train in level 2 SIBTAC facial qualification and level 3 SIBTAC body massage qualification.
It's funny because on that we're actually going to see a salon owner today. So
Yeah.
we've been doing this predominantly for
Spas.
but we do get the odd individual who's maybe just reached out to us and comes along and does the facial course or the massage course
Because
they've
they
not
want to
been-
change career. We've
they've-
got someone in this week who's in HR and she's training to be a facialist now because she's just had enough.
There you go.
So
There you go. So that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. But today we've been reached out to this girl who's a salon owner, and we're going to go along and have a wee chat with her about, you know, what the course involves and things. But I think what people don't realise, if you can't find the therapist out there and you've got maybe a junior or maybe somebody who's at the moment just doing nails, they're
or a
nail
family
tech,
member that's got an interest in
a
the
daughter,
field.
a niece, a friend's daughter or whatever, who you know is a hard wee worker, trustworthy, you know, and someone you could see a future for if you invested in them. By investing that money, so say the trainee program's £2,500 plus VAT, which sounds like a lot of money. See if you get them to a stage which will only take you a couple of months, 3 months to their further training. Let's even say 6 months until they're actually confident on the floor. You've got clients coming in regularly for them. That money, that couple of £1,000 that you've got, you have to give them a wage, obviously, while they're training. But then again, you're bringing them in.
Utilise them like a junior.
Yeah.
They can be on reception. They can do
They could
some
do your
social
social media.
Yeah.
So you're utilising them and you're getting some, not even money out of them, but they're covering their cost. So for that 6 months, there may be a wee bit of a cost to you. So say that cost in total for their wage and their time is $5,000. See if you look at what that could be when they can do facials and massage for you for a day a week. even if they do a 7 or an 8 hour day and they're actually raising money for you for about 5 or 6 hours of that, see at maybe £50 for a facial or £50 for a massage, and that's at the lower end, that's £300 a day. So that's like £1,500 a week. See, if you think about that over a year, that could be 70, 80 grand.
Yeah, depending how often they're working.
How often they're working or what you charge in your salon. But if you invest that money in them
in the beginning,
train them the way you want, because they'll work for you, so they'll have your same standards, they'll have your customer avatar, they'll understand all of that, and then tie them in for a period of time.
That's what our spas do, isn't it? They tie them in for a year and a half.
You're not going to just train them up.
So once they're fully qualified, a year and a half they're tied in, and if they leave prior to that, it's written into the contract that they've got to pay the qualification
back. So you've technically not lost. You've maybe lost a wee bit just by employing them for a short period of time, but hopefully you would have got enough out of them on social media.
To utilise them in other areas.
In other areas for ways that will help and benefit your salon. But if you think of that small investment, you've invested in a person. You've given a person a career, a job. They'll never stay forever. This industry, it is a turnaround. You know, they might stay for 3 years. They might stay forever.
Yeah.
So it's a risk, a small risk, because the small amount you've invested in that person to actually have them as a therapist working for you for 18 months is amazing. And again, it's that coming back to the how you look after your staff thing. If you treat them well, pay them an average reasonable wage and give them good working conditions, don't make them do 8 hours of massage a day. And only that, you know, help them, develop them. Because see, once you've done them, got them doing their facials and their massage, then you do CPD.
Well, that's their fundamental, isn't it? That's their basis qualification.
Then you grow them. Then you could open a skin clinic if they're good at facials, or you could open
anybody that's trained in this industry, you know, when you've left college, you don't know anything straight away. You're literally like a deer in headlights. You do build upon your skill set when you leave college. It's the same thing. Once you leave, that's when you get into product houses, you get training off of them, you do all your CPD, you go on networking days. That's where you build confidence from.
100%. And it's just investing in that one person for that one time. So don't look at the traineeship as it's only the big spas that do it. If you've got a business and you think you can invest in someone, if you've got someone, I think you can train anything. But you have to have that personality. We always say that about therapists. The therapist could have the best experience. They could have worked in Dubai. They could have worked in cruises.
But they need to fit in with your client base and your team.
Your clients and your team.
Yeah.
If they don't fit that bracket, if they don't come into that category, then they just won't work for you. So if you see potential in a wee person and it's something you're thinking about.
It doesn't even have to be about our traineeship. We've just mentioned that as an example, but it could be someone that's straight out of college. Because a lot of these adverts these days is they have to be a HND, they have to be this, they have to be that. But a lot of these kids out of college just get overlooked because they've not got any experience, they've not built up a great skill set. So investing time in someone, you could get longevity out of them. They could be like your little Erins that we've had. Erin worked with us a year in reception before she went on the shop floor.
And she'd been to college and she'd done her
and we just built upon her skill set. And she's a great wee therapist.
She actually came to us for the interview to say, I just want a bit of experience in a salon to see how a salon works, because I've just done my qualification and I want to get into the beauty industry, but I'm just looking for a part-time job now to get it. And then we've nurtured her and we've gave her the time on reception and then given her wee small tasks and improved and given her more training. She's now absolutely smashing it on the floor.
Full-time therapist.
She's our full-time therapist. She works more hours than we do, I think, at the moment. That's because she's got all these holidays to pay for, because she's young and she's wanting to go on lots of holidays and stuff like that. But it's that finding the person, give them the chance out of college. We did it in the past with another therapist who's left us in the past. We invested so much in her. When she came to us, she was so shy.
She had no confidence whatsoever.
No confidence. So good at everything she did, but was like trembling going into a client.
Yeah.
And then by the time she left, she ended up like supervising and things on our team. So invest in the person. You'll get that.
And that's
back.
the thing, it doesn't always have to be down to finances. So we know more than anybody else. Like our staff do get a reasonable wage, but we would love to pay them more, of course we would.
Aye.
But for those out there that can only afford the national living wage, how are other ways that you can invest in your staff so they become loyal and you can get retention out of them? And it is by building upon their skill set. You can do in-house training. You can get your product houses, invest in time. You can make them a specialist in that field. you can give them a bit more responsibility.
Yep.
So
Reward them by products. Reward them with a finish early on a Friday if they've done really well that week and whatever it was they were doing. Give them wee rewards that make them happy.
Yeah.
Not every staff member, and it's knowing your staff member,
Yeah.
because everybody wants something different.
Yeah.
Somebody
it's
would
not
rather have
always
a half
about
day.
money.
Somebody would rather have a bit more money that month if they're skint.
Some people
Somebody
just
would like
want
a product.
recognition, a pat in the
A pat
back,
in the back.
and acknowledged for the good work that they've
Employee
done.
of the
that.
month.
Yeah.
So we do an employee of the month.
Yeah.
And their picture goes up in the kitchen and it's like the employee of the month this month is.
Although
and we
the
give them
pictures
a.
haven't been going up lately.
I know, I was going to say that. We've been a bit lax with the picture going up, but we still do employee of the month, and that employee gets a treatment. So it could be a wee hour of just them going into a massage room.
Yeah.
Or getting their hair done or their nails done or whatever. So
Just a pamper.
so you can invest in those people without thinking about the cost all the
Yeah.
time. So try
Or
and
it
not.
can go down to what we do as well. We do month-to-month incentives because there is a lot of team members, especially ours, that are incentivised by money as well. Of course they are.
Yeah.
So we do monthly bonuses based on targets. We do yearly bonuses. So 1 year one of our girls won a 45-inch TV with a built-in Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Because she smashed it for our customer journey and our treatments and so we recognised her hard work, and she got rewarded at the end of it.
And the other one we did was because we do have relationships. So you could have, as a salon owner, you might have a relationship with a product house or with a spa or whatever. So we did, it was a weekend, an overnight away with dinner and a spa treatment for 2.
Yeah.
So that girl that won it that year, she got away up to our lovely hotel in Creera, Lochfine, and she got to spend the overnight. She got her dinner, she got a lovely hotel room.
And
they
again,
used
if
the
you've
spa
got that
facilities.
relationship, use it. So we basically did a swap. It was like our team day in Blythswood as well. We called in a wee favour. They shut down Blythswood Spa for us for an evening. They put on food and drink for us, and our girls got to use all the facilities without anybody else being there. So it's utilising who you're friends with in the industry and see if you can do some sort of swap with each other.
Because they get something out of it, you get
And
something
then
out of it.
there's
and then
no
your
money
team are
transaction
happy.
there, and you're rewarding everybody for good behaviour.
Yep.
And
so it's costing you in a way, because if that person wasn't going to pay for something that you were given, you had anyway, you're swapping it. So you know, you're still investing, maybe not the physical financial cash, but you're investing in that person, and they'll recognise it and give you it back, hopefully.
Or even down to if you're someone that's like, well, I don't have staff and I'm working by myself. I know a couple of girls that are sole traders that work by themselves, but they swap massages with each other. Danny,
She suggested it.
Yep.
Aye.
So
she suggested that to us. Why don't we do a swap for each other? I'll come into you one day and you come to me one day.
We've still to do that, Danny.
I know. We've not forgot.
We've all been busy. But yeah, it's self-care, treating yourself. So again, if you don't have team members and retention isn't a problem, like how do you treat yourself? Because you should be celebrating your wins, you should be tapping out at times and recharging, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be your best if you're exhausted.
And make that time for yourself as a business owner. So there might be people out there that are self-employed, you don't have any staff, but you have a room in a hairdresser's, you do beauty and she does hair. You might already do this, but if you don't, swap.
Yeah.
I'll do your hair, you do my beauty, but make time.
Yeah.
Don't wait until there's a night where one of them's free and the other one isn't, and then that goes on for months and none of you are getting anywhere.
Well,
and
you
it's
and
like,
I's terrible for it. I
know.
remember someone being like, oh, it must be great getting treatments all the time. I'm like, you're lucky if I can get my hair done or an eyebrow wax or something. But we've started committing to acupuncture every week, haven't we?
Yep, because
So-
I'm a heavily menopausal woman at the moment.
And even just to do with the stress levels, like we've got someone that comes in and does acupuncture in our salon, and I feel as if it's made a huge difference to my kind of stress levels.
Yeah, 100%. Because you go back every week and she'll say to you, so what's different and what's changed?
What
I won't
are
get
you
into
in the
details
scale?
of all the things that have changed, but there's so many things that I didn't notice had changed until she said,
you're
what,
talking
last
about
week you mentioned this, and I'm like, it's gone. Don't have that anymore. You know, it's not a miracle cure, but it's that self-care we've been putting off. I mean, Alexandra's been in our place for about 2 or 3 years and we've talked about doing it.
Aye.
We've said every year, let's get some acupuncture and let's take some time for ourselves. It's definitely made a massive difference to me with my symptoms.
So yeah, if you are by yourself, take some time out. If you're wanting to retain your staff, then you can invest in them or nurture them. The biggest problem we've found within the industry, because we do work with a lot of spas as well, and we talk to a lot of therapists, we've been actually asked in to coach some therapists as well. The biggest peeves that therapists seem to have that make them want to leave is they're either underpaid or underappreciated, or their
working conditions
aren't what they expected it
we
to
did,
be.
won't mention the hotel, we did an example where we went in and they had maybe just under 20 members of staff, and see the majority of small things that were
silly
that were
things.
pissing them all off. And it was the same things, and it was things that were so fixable that maybe they'd mentioned a couple of times, and it was like, we get it, you know, a big spa, the managers above them are busy, but if you don't value that, you have to, because that could make that therapist walk because something simple, you don't give them nice toilet paper on the loo, or you don't put a handle on a door, or whatever the case may be, because they're in that room all day, every day. You know, if they're too hot,
with frustrations,
they're too hot, if they're too cold, if they've got whatever, and that's bothering them, they'll just go somewhere else and they'll look for that other person to treat them better. And all you had to do was change a small wee thing to keep them, or walk by them. You know, a lot of them would maybe say, oh, I don't get, you know, the boss doesn't talk to me. You know, the boss doesn't notice I'm even here. Within a big spa, that could be the GM. So these GMs are amazing. You know, there's ones in some hotels are amazing, and there's ones who've
probably got about a million things running through their head and not even noticed the fact that
it's the guy who knows, or the lady who knows, to just pass that person in the hall and go, how are you today? How are things down here? Is everything okay? And does that, you know, are you happy at your job or whatever? Just taking that wee bit of time to
one-to-ones is a big thing we do as well. We do these every month. So we do a one-to-one, and it's based on our feedback to them and their feedback to us. So it's an open and honest conversation. Do you have any frustrations? How can we adapt things within reason? And then we can feedback of how...
No, you can't just work Monday, Tuesday, and have the rest of the week off, but things like that. You know, within
there's
reason,
boundaries.
There's boundaries, because staff will push your boundaries.
Of course they will.
Because of their circumstances, because they're thinking about themselves. And if you let it happen for that member of staff and not for that member of staff, that's when you get problems.
And you need to, like, at the end of the day, it
past.
needs to fit your business model. So you need to do what's right for the business, but where you can adapt.
And we do that because we've got girls that are single mums and all the rest of it. And when we employed them, and a lot of them, we put out the hours that we could do, and they could say, oh, maybe I can't do that bit of it because I don't have childcare. Do you know what? Fair enough. The next person that comes along, that might suit them, so we'll adapt it. So adapt where you can, because you'll keep them longer. You know, if you just say, nope, you have to work every night till 8 o'clock, we're really bad for this. We'll say we need 3 evenings a week filled, and we go to put the advert out, and then we go, oh, that's a lot. You can't ask somebody to do 3 nights a week, and it's like, oh my God. But that's what we need.
I know,
so that's
what
the
we
advert
need to
we have to
for
put
our
out.
business model.
There might be somebody out there that suits. We have to stop thinking like that. So it's so funny.
And then just value your team's ideas as well. Like, some of your team members have got amazing ideas. Brilliant. And see if you implement them. Like, if it's a new treatment or a new product, they get a little boost from that, and they feel valued as well. So just always
team
having
meetings. We do our team meetings quarterly.
Love our team meetings.
And we always bring in a game. We always bring in something about mindset. We always bring in something about, you know, like, not sales, I hate using the word sales, client recommendations.
Because that's part of the customer journey.
Of course. We were talking about that earlier before, about the customer journey. It's so important. You're not selling them something.
No.
You're recommending something that's going to improve what they're doing.
Or carry on the longevity of the treatment they've just invested in.
So a client doesn't come into you for a facial if there's nothing, if they've got perfect skin.
They
maybe don't know what it is. They just looked in the mirror that day and thought, oh, I look tired. Like the way I feel today, I'm like, I'm tired because I'm just back from holiday and I'm back into work and all the rest of it, and I wasn't prepped for my podcast today. But you just think to yourself, they've come in and seen something in themselves and thought, I need a facial. You're the expert. Recommend and give them what they want. So when they go out, they look in the mirror and they go, oh my God, my skin looks great. Because I've done this today. But for you to have that continued look, I suggest
you use
X, Y, and Z. So
and then the more profitability out of that will raise wages, raise days out, create more funds for nice things for your team members. I think a lot of team members as well. So if there's people that are on the flip side of that, or people that are wanting to leave a job, think of the business owner as well. Are they there all the time? Are they working? Are they trying to make your life easier as well? Because sometimes I think team members think that we've got an easy life.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy. So
Because they see you sitting at a desk. They think you've got the easy part. You're not customer facing.
Yeah.
You're not, but they forget all the other things in the background, like guaranteeing the next client that comes through the door, which keeps them in a job.
Yeah. And we're always fighting for them. There's a difference between management and leadership. I was talking about that to our managers this week. Good managers are the ones that oversee the systems and make everything
Make
running
things run like clockwork.
efficiently. Good leaders are the people, person. They're the people that manage the people, listen to their staff, try and adapt things and be as fair as possible within reason.
And lead by example.
Yeah.
Show the person that that's what you do. You know, you can't say to them, right, I want you to stay late every night and tidy up and do this and do this and do this.
If they don't do it
themselves. It's leading is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And with a positive mindset, everything that we do in life is about mindset.
We spoke about this before as well, and I spoke to the girls on Monday about it. It's like there's been times, of course, it's human nature. Everybody comes in every now and then feeling a bit low, but it has a ripple effect on everybody else.
100%. We know ourselves. We've got certain team members who'll come in and you know what kind of day they're having.
Yeah.
And it
And how
reflects on
that'll
others.
escalate with everybody
Because if that person's on a high, you see everybody else when they come in and it's like, oh God, you know, I want to be here today because this is fun and this is great and all the rest of it. Or if they come in and it's a day where it's like they're not having a great day, it's like, oh, keep them out of the way. Every place is the same. It's like when you get up in your house in the morning, if you've got more than one or two people in your house, you know by how the person wakes up in the morning what kind of day they're going to have. And we talked about it this morning. It's like flip your mindset, because we said this morning, oh, this is going to be a bad day because we were talking about the podcast and like rushing and, you know, we had to switch something later on to get here a bit earlier or whatever. And it's like, oh, it's going to be one of those days. And both of us at the same time went, no, we're flipping it. We're flipping it. Don't start like that, because if you start like that, you'll let the whole rest of your day go that way.
So we would love to hear if you've had problems with team members, or you're looking for team members, because we can also help out in that aspect as well. We've got some great people that have been through training with us that are perhaps looking for jobs as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
If you're struggling in the industry, then drop us a little DM, because we're always here to help too.
Yeah, we would really love to hear from people. You know, we've had a couple of DMs about different things, about people that are out in the industry asking questions. So absolutely.
So if you've liked this episode, give us a little like, review and subscribe, and share it with anybody you think would enjoy it.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive.